Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So the confusion continues on the European markets. The whole of last month was pretty much a range. We did dip below the range and then back into the range. So if we just have a look at that on the monthly, you can see the range bar there. So tails, small body. That's a well-defined range bar, also known as a spinning top potentially, but we'd obviously have to have a monthly close below the low of last month for that to even start being on your radar. So nothing really we can add to the daily or the monthly. You know, the weekly at the moment is all over the place as well, and if you look at the 3 hour, pretty much nothing at all that we can add to this. It is sideways, it is confusing, there's no reason to be looking for any trades. That's the bottom line. Okay, so let's just get to the hour and just have a recap of what happened yesterday. You can see above and below the moving averages. Now, typically what happens with price action is you have these small breaks above, small breaks below the moving averages. Moving averages start consolidating. Then we start getting a wide break, and one of two things happens. We either have another wide break and then we eventually find support, or we find resistance at the moving averages, and then we sort of peel off in a direction, and then the moving averages start pointing down or pointing up. At the moment, that's a 50-50 call. Okay, so this is range bound. We're going sideways. No reason to be looking for this on the hour and above. There's absolutely no reason to be looking for a trade here. The one thing that I do see is we've made a new low. We've broken below the low of the range. Not that that's important, because we broke above the top of the range. We never found support. So we broke below. We've come back into the range. Now, we do have the jobs number this afternoon, and we've got non-farm payrolls coming out tomorrow as well in the US. So that typically does impact the DAX as well, because it'll follow suit of whichever direction the Dow Jones is going. So be sure to just have a look at my Dow Jones video and we'll see where that's going. At the moment, we are coming up into an area of resistance, and that area is not an exact science, but it's somewhere in the middle of this range, around there somewhere. So 3 levels you need to pay attention to at the moment. Levels to the downside are 15,537. Levels to the upside are 15,643. The center line here, which is 15,594, probably round that off to 15,600. And look at your oscillators, are heading up back to the top, indicating that there may actually be another selling opportunity. The next and last thing you need to pay attention to, and draw this in, guys, ignore that little bar there. That's rubbish data on my broker's charts. That's the fractal. This bar here is a fractal, not that one. So this is the fractal here. So there it is there. There's my trend line. So, you know, if we break above here, you probably find a target up to there, and then potentially up to all the way up to 15,737. I think that's sort of the tough call. I think the easier call is going to be a move down. And you know, yesterday we were expecting some kind of a move down, and it did come. I suppose, you know, the minute we saw this pin bar here, we should have been looking for it. But that's the way I would trade this, is on the 15-minute. You can see what I'm talking about here. My oscillators grouping to the upside on the trend line, midline of a range. The higher probability trade at the moment is a move to the downside. Stop area, I'd keep a stop above 15,640 or 15,645 would be my stop area. So if it does pop up here, you probably find resistance there and it'll come down. So at least test here where you can get out at break even. But that's my view. On longer term, sit on your hands. On the shorter time frames, if you have the time to get in on this, you can see the 5-minute up, reject there, inside bar, great opportunity for a short right there with a stop up there, and ride this thing down. As soon as you see these gaps, you know that it's not on a journey all the way down to the bottom. It's more than likely coming back to test somewhere along the line and then sideways. Okay, so that's kind of the view I'd have. if you've got time this morning, watch the 5-minute chart from the German Open and take trades from there. But otherwise, on the high time frame, sit on your hands. There's nothing worth trading at the moment. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.